Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I want to address a couple of things in this video. Firstly, we spoke about a Razelvarg nerf yesterday, and I want to kind of touch on that again today. Secondly, I put a video out the other day just kind of mentioning that I'm getting this overwhelming community flow of information, like DMs in Discord, messages on Twitter, Facebook, and it's basically messages aimed at, Hell Hades, why are you not addressing the change of clan boss rewards? Why are you not addressing the nerf that's happened in clan boss rewards? Make sure that Plarium would kind of like put to task on it. So I thought I'd do a video on it because ultimately we do need to make sure that the game is running as it should be. I'm always harping on about clan boss being your first focus because that's where the best rewards are. Let's make sure that we're still getting the right rewards. But let's start with the rabbit then. Look, some people are pretty negative about this, some people are not, but I'm a big thumbs up here. We brought to Plarium's attention yesterday that Razelvarg, and I was pretty pissed off about this, honestly, because it halved his damage. He got a shadow nerf in yesterday's patch. No information about it, nothing. And Saf found it, to be fair, when he was doing his kind of like work for the website, and he was like, well, hold on a minute, something's changed here. And it was a dramatic change. Anyway, we called it out. We got outraged, and you know what? Within about an hour and a half, Raid came in and like acknowledged the message and was like, "Damn, yeah, that's not right." And then, bam, fixed it. Now I know some people are still going to be on that kind of like tinfoil hat, you know. Oh, it's only because we spotted it that they changed it. I don't think so. I actually think, look, if they want to nerf something, their track record is if they're going to nerf it, the nerf stays. That's the track record, pretty much. I think maybe one exception that I can think of is Duchess, where they went for the Duchess nerf and people were like, what the hell is going on? But generally, if they want to nerf something, they do and it stays. So I don't think they would be hiding behind anything. They just would have nerfed it. I think it was a mistake. We've called out the mistake. They fixed it. Double thumbs up from me. I'm all for that. That's why we've got these lines of communication. So good job, Raid, acting on it straight away, honestly. Let's talk clan boss then. So, you know, everybody's favorite part of their raid day, if they're a raid player, an avid raid player, is finishing clan boss. And it's like, oh, the rewards are coming. I'm going to show you my rewards today from my main and my free to play. And this is the type of thing that we should be seeing, right? So this is something that was data mined out of the game quite a long time ago now. This is something from Bobo. Honestly, I don't know if Bobo even still plays or is still part of the community and stuff. I know that he used to be massively involved in this stuff, and he might still be. So he was able to get out of the game. Really the reason that we focus clan boss so hard, because you can see here, basically there are, when you get to Ultra Nightmare, you get yourself, was it 5 rewards? I think it's 5 rewards. And it's basically as a percentage chance that it's going to be one of each of these different areas. So you've got bruises in there, potions are in there, currency, i.e. silver, and gems. You've got artifacts are in there, steel tomes, shards, and that's it. So like 6 different things, and I think you get 5 out of the 6. And you can see, like, this is the Nightmare chest, and this is the top chest from Nightmare. So you can see that when you get top chest from Nightmare, the chance to get a steel tome, or supposed to, jumps, yeah? You go from like low chance, low chance, low chance, low chance. And then when you get the best chest from Nightmare, you suddenly get nigh on a 16% chance to get a steel tome. Massively different. Look, 2s, 3s, 2s, 16. And then if you get the maximum chest from Ultra Nightmare, that goes all the way up to 26. Yeah, so this is where you can get that chance to get yourself a nice steel tome. And if we look at steel tomes, again, it kind of breaks it down. So of the 15.81%, a big chunk of that is the Epic Steel Tome, nearly 10, and then the Lego on the Nightmare chest is just over 6. And for the Ultra Nightmare chest, 16 and 10. So you've got every day per chest, you've got a 26% chance of getting a Steel Tome, and of that, like, it's made up of 10% Legendary Steel Tome. So that would be obviously a nice reward to get, right? Same sort of thing with shards here. So shards on the best chest for Nightmare clan boss, you get a 30% chance of getting a shard. Yeah, most of that, so 2/3 of that is in Ancients. And then weirdly with Nightmare, I think these two are around the wrong way, but I could be wrong. You've got a 3% chance of getting void, 6% chance of getting a sacred, but I think they're the wrong way around. I think it should be 6% void, 3% sacred. But then with Ultra Nightmare, you've got a 50% chance of getting an ancient shard. You've got 18% chance of a void shard, 13% chance of a sacred. So you should be getting a decent chunk of rewards on a regular basis, right? And it's why we say, like, at least try and get yourself into this big boy chest area for Nightmare. And then as soon as you can do it, Ultra Nightmare is the thing you should aim at, because the rewards just jump when you get those kind of top-end chests for these two areas. You know, before that, it's all minimal percentages. Okay, so this is the kind of like the script. This is what we should be getting. These are the sort of numbers that we should see. I guess just whilst we're waiting for Clan Boss to reset, we've got Summon Rush live right now for Jetney. It's actually not bad. 2150 for the first 5 is kind of steep, but not horrendous. 3,500 for the rest. But again, a bit similar to the last one. If you can just beat this event, you actually don't need to do the champion chase. So, I mean, still a lot of points, 3,500, but you can get points through mystery shards as well. So that might be reasonably doable for a lot of players. I was kind of waiting on this for the free-to-play to see if I want to go for it or not. And I can definitely get the 2150. I'm just not sure that it's worth the investment on my free-to-play, honestly, to pick her up. But looks like, considering she's a bit of a mid-tier fusion, definitely a skippable fusion if you're going to skip one, this feels a bit, you know, I guess a bit normal, not like they're putting the points up crazy high. Okay, then here we go. So on the main account today, Nightmare chest. What do we pick up? A bunch of crap. This is where you're like, yeah, they've definitely been nerfed, right? You get the pretty much the worst options: the bruise, the silver, the potions, and then a crappy item. Second time round, we pick up an ancient shard, but again, like pretty mediocre stuff. Let's check out the Ultra Nightmare. Oh, we get a shiny, we get a sacred. Suddenly our faith in the system has kind of been improved, right? We're like, oh, maybe I was wrong. So this is what happens on a daily basis, and people build up this kind of like sentiment of what is good and what is not. Let's look at the free-to-play as well. And generally, like, the challenge with assessing whether any of this stuff has been changed is we never really have big enough data sets to do it. Like, we found a bit of a flaw in data a while back with Epic Books, and it's a definite change to Epic Books in Clan Boss. It's free-to-play, by the way. Free-to-play. Pick up an ancient and another ancient. And in that, again, you're like, is it good? Is it bad? We don't really know. We don't have enough data, right? So one thing we've added to the optimizer, which is pretty cool, is we're starting to collate more data. The reason for that is we're actually going to be building everybody like a stats page, like a fun stats page. What's your fastest runs in different dungeons? Who's your best team for different dungeons? So we don't really get that from the game. Like, let's say you did a 2-minute run 3 months ago, but you can't remember who it was. It would hold that. As long as you did it through the optimizer, it would hold that info. And basically, if you have got your optimizer tab open at the moment, so if you are running with the extractor running, yeah, so in the background, you kind of, you know, when you do your login to the optimizer, if you are an optimizer user, as long as this is running in the background whilst you're collecting your Clan Boss rewards, then we've been storing that information. So we can actually give you some pretty accurate stats. And we're talking about thousands of chests here. We're talking about over the last 18 weeks, yeah, on average, 8,000 chests per week. I think it's per day, but I might be wrong. Anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? So we've got a really decent data set to be saying, right, well, do our numbers now tie up with Bobo's original info? Yeah, so, and this is literally, it could be any different optimizer user anytime, but this is Ultra Nightmare chests that have been opened over the last 18 weeks. And you can see there's a pretty good correlation of percentage of stuff everywhere. Yeah, there's the odd tweet, 1% in it, but not really a change. So if we were to say from, you know, whenever we started this 18 weeks ago, Maybe it was January. Might have been start of January. Is that 18 weeks? No idea. Anyway, whenever we started this, has it changed since that start date? Not really. Not that you could notice it, right? Apart from week 1, where we had a very high amount of sacreds in week 1, 15%, but otherwise all 13s and 14s. And you'll see the flip was just here in week 1 between voids and sacreds, but otherwise always 18 or 19. Epic books pretty much bang on 15 to 16. Legendary books 10 to 11. If we're comparing that with Bobo's original draw of information, so legendary tomes 10 to 11, epic tomes 15 to 16 is what we should be seeing. 10 to 11, 15 to 16, pretty much bang on what we should see. Sacred shards should be 13 to 14, void shards 18 to 19, something like that. 13 to 14 sacred, void shards 18 to 19. So according to the data we're actually collecting, which again is going to form part of your stats page once we get it going, I think there's been zero change to Clan Boss. And I think sometimes we can kind of get lost in our own misery, honestly, of it feels like we haven't had something for ages. Or this is something which happens a lot. People that tend to pull shards as soon as they get a shard, so they never get this kind of like gathering of shards. Yeah, it's an event, I'm going to pull all my shards. It's an event, I'm going to pull all my shards. Because they come and go so quick, you kind of just feel like you've never had them. But the facts are, you probably had them and they've turned into some crap that you don't want to use. And, you know, you've almost like, you've banked it. You've banked that never happened. So, I mean, I'm not saying that some people don't get bad luck, and that could definitely happen, but I think it's just you've had bad luck. Yeah, I think that's literally all it is if it feels like your rates are dropped. As far as we can see, over a pretty decent data set from a statistical point of view, and I'm not talking hundreds of thousands, but thousands, it looks like Clan Boss is exactly the same as it has always been. There you go, guys. Up in Hell Hades. I'll see you later.